Welcome to you all and enjoy.
Hi, I'm your light shaman. Are you experiencing unpleasant energies in your home and surroundings and waking up in the middle of the night? My work involves clearing individuals' homes and communities. Contact me at www.lightshaman.earth and I would be happy to help.
We've got the new Lemurian codes for you on the Wide Awake clothing brand from firelightcontinuum.earth. Go to www.flc.earth. If you're in need of some sound and frequency healing, we've got the new codes from Lemuria. This is Lemuria 5, folks. Go to www.soundandfrequencymedicine.earth. And greetings there, sweet, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. Wow, great to have you here. Wonderful show. And look at all these wonderful faces and names here over here in this comments section. I think there's a new name, Tracy Sabra. Tracy Sabra. I think that's a new name. Welcome. See quite a few Hunas here. Always good to have the Hunas in the house. Amazing feeling to be with family. Of course, today we are all about family these days. Here's a new name, Katja Ekman. Katja, is that do I know this name? Somehow I feel like anyway, greetings to you from Germany. And Hirimata, welcome, Hirimata, wawa to you all, sweet, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. We have an interesting show for you today. It could be explosive. It all depends. We have today on her debut, first debut guest appearance on Huna Flash TV. I want to welcome Huna Kahasahi. There she is.
Hello.
In all her innocence. Yes, sweet, sweet dear ones. It's a debut for Huna and a debut of card, the Oracle readings, Lemurian Oracle readings. What an incredible day today. How are you feeling? I'm excited that you are here.
Yes, I'm very excited too. Looking forward to what we will discover in this hour. So for everyone who's with us, if you feel called to ask a question for the oracles, after we had our run through of the look back on the Solar Flash event and also the reading that I did during that event, you will have the chance to come online and ask a question to the cards, and we will see what will come through for you. So if you feel called to do that, I'm happy to meet you here. I'm very excited and can't wait to see what this will bring for all of us.
You know, I know that some of the people here have met you before, but for those who haven't, those of you who are coming in here today live, and this is live and interactive, of course, coming to us live from different parts of the world, um, perhaps Huna Sahi, aka Fiona, from Fiona's Firelight Continuum.earth, and perhaps one day Fiona's Soup Kitchen. Perhaps you could share a little bit of your background.
Yes, so for all of you who don't know me, I am Fiona Sarai Fink, and I was born in Hamburg, Germany. So that's where I grew up and where my origin is from. And I got connected with Mota back in 2021. And I've never been into card readings before. I created my own cards, and that happened right after I had my seal. So I met Mauta, did the dragon ride, came to the seal right after, and in a matter of a week, all of a sudden, this idea of these cards came in for me. So it took a little bit more time, and then I started creating and started learning with those cards. So the reading that I do is mainly based on what I felt called to do, or the way that I do the readings is just the intuitive way that I felt it should happen. So it's not based.
Could you share the difference between the birth chart readings with the Lemurian codes and the oracle readings?
Yes, of course. So the birth chart reading is based on the energetic moment that your soul choose to come into this planet. So it is based on the moment that your soul came through, and that is imprinted in your energy, in your energetic being in this lifetime. So it is about your light and your essence and your medicine and how that works. What I do is I go into, with the cards, I tap into the continuum that is ongoing, and I, with the intention that is there, or with the question that is there, I then look into guidance, or I ask for guidance. I look into what is revealing in this now moment in order to go further with your intentions, or with the things that you want to manifest, or with the questions that you have. So it is different in the way that the readings for the birth charts are only about the relations within your light, and the relations of that moment that your soul picked to come into this realm. And the cards are always connecting to whatever moment is necessary. So speaking without linear time, so maybe the cards will pick on or connect you to something that you've already experienced, and they will show you again, oh, this is actually what you got to look on again in order to learn in this now moment from that past experience. Or they will look into the future, or they will reveal whatever. It's always a thing that I cannot say before, but it is different in the way that it connects more things. So it's like connecting different things.
Yeah, so these connections, these readings, this oracle, these cards, these codes, they are of Lemurian origins. Now, Lemurian, as I know, is before Atlantis. And so let's see, what many are used to are zodiacs and the draconian, the Gregorian. Reading from the Lemurian what would you say is the difference between the two? Although you are reading into multiple through multiple dimensions of all nows in the eternal now, and that the connection is truly, of course, divine across all dimensions. Do you feel that there is a strong difference reading in from the Lemurian Oracle?
Well, in the way that I feel is that the readings that that I do come with a greater sense of freedom. So there is no regulations in the way that I do the readings. So I will always pick the cards according to how they speak to me. So, for example, you have a question to me, and I will look, okay, which deck or which stack of cards wants to be picked up in order to be talking in this moment. And I don't always have the same layout. It's always happening in that moment right there. And I also don't necessarily read the cards with the concept in my mind. So, for example, if we talk about the zodiacs, or we talk about for example, something like star seeds or something like different star nations, I don't sit here with that concept in my mind. If something comes through, or if maybe a being or something connects in, even sometimes even the zodiacs want to have a say, then it'll come intuitively, and it'll have a partaking in this. It doesn't matter where it is coming from in the way, because all has a right to be. But yeah, it's just a very fluid, very creative thing that happens like new each moment that I sit with it.
So the readings um, recently done from the solar flash and the solar flash global meditation, that whole 5 days where we had set up, um, that solar flash, uh, I know I had called for it and prophetically called for it and predicted it. Uh, At least I know 2 years before. I know that a year ago I sent out the message, and then recently, as the earlier part of this year, in an interview with Ismail Perez and others, I had spoken about it. It was a really profound, incredible moment for the solar flash, and so many on the build up towards September, from June, July, even July, August, September. There was a huge build up of transitions, communications, um, feelings, all the way through to the nine senses of nine feelings. Many were watching. Many had so many messages to share. And then on the scientific community, they were sharing the different measurements that they were getting from around the solar energies, and of course, building up to the solar flash. Now, I had shared the reason for having our event was to celebrate the birth of the human teacher, Isa, or Yeshua. Sometimes they call him uh, Isa. Sometimes they call him Zeus. In the Bible, they speak into Zeus when they speak to Jesus on the biblical. On the human side, as we know him as a teacher from Egypt who was trained in the Essene and trained by the Kemet, that there was his birthday in that month, September, and there was a birthday for the planet Matea, recognizing Matea's light, new light that Gaia had ascended, and also the new energies coming in. If you could share with us the alignments that you had from the readings of the solar flash, and was there a build up? I mean, uh, it was a profound few months all the way to September. Does the reading, this, if we can just see if the reading reflects all of those? instances on the way up to the birthday. And if you could share that with us.
Well, I can already say yes, it reflects a lot of things that already took place in this whole, let's say, the last 6 months, the last 6 motus, I would say, or no, 9 motus.
9 motus, wow.
Yeah, because it right away starts in Tamaki. If you could maybe blend in the first photo, because I have pictures to share for you.
So we have some pictures to share, sweet dear ones. Okay, let's get into this.
So yeah, this was the first layout that I did on the 15th of September. On
So
the day,
what time,
um,
roughly?
I don't recall the exact timing, but it was before the meditation. It was in preparation for the meditation. I went around and pulled these cards, and I went counterclockwise and pulled one card after the other. And I started in the north with the little round card you can see there in the middle. I can describe to you, or maybe let's see if I can find. Yeah. So there you can see a bird flying clockwise. And this deck that I use is not a Lemurian deck. So I read those cards intuitively, but it's still interesting what the meaning of the name or the word gnosis is.
So you have a mix of some of the standard cards from Oracle readings, and then a mix of Lemurian.
Well, I use picture cards that are not created by me, because the development of my cards is not so far that I have already all of my pictures ready. So the cards that I use is the first deck that I work with in order to develop all of the different decks that connected to me that are from Lemuria. So I'm working on bringing through the artwork as well, but that hasn't happened so far. So in order to have like a more pleasuring like sense for the eye and have some pictures, because I think the language through pictures and colors is very important. I picked a couple of decks that resonated with me in order to use pictures for people also, like when I do readings, because it's just, otherwise you would just have the codes. As you see the other cards, these are the cards that I've created, and those are light frequencies, codes. And so it would be very simple.
So this is the Lemurian language that they are seeing on the screen here.
Yes.
And of course, there's a kind of a dictionary needed. At some stage, I will be developing, but okay.
I mean, that's kind of like what's happening at the same time, because I collect all of these frequencies. Of course, I collect the translation into the English, or the translation into the language that we are still using. So that is happening at the same time with the dictionary. So I mean, we spoke about this, but yeah, going into that reading. So seeing that bird, if you go up a little, and I was not planning this. You see the bird right there in the sunlight, yeah? And you see also the tetrahedron right there. So this is the position of Toke. And then you see the symbol of singularity, which is Ha. So this is quite interesting how the cards came through, because there's like synchronicities in all 4 positions with the pillars. And I was not even paying attention to that while I was shuffling the cards. But you can see there that the bird is on the move. And in the way that we could say, okay, it is moving counterclockwise. So it is bringing something into the doing. It is bringing something into the program. So because if we think of going counterclockwise and clockwise, we would say, okay, the counterclockwise rotation is the, how could you say that? Like the deprogramming or the undoing of things, the reverse engineering. we work a lot with that because we know that a lot of the programming that has taken place is not serving us. So we are undoing a lot. But here we can see something is going to come into the doing. Something is going to rotate into the planet from Tokay, from the apex, which is the position where we stand in. So that is why I started there, because I felt I need to start with the position that is formless. So that's what I felt. Tokay is in this moment representing what is coming from the formless into this planet, onto this planet. And here we see that it is coming into rotation. Gnosis means the spiritual knowledge that is going to share something significant. And then we see also that the codes Nui Ho mean a big gift is going to come in. And this is coming from highest frequencies. You can see the primary star there in the middle with the frequency of the Il, which is in the crown chakra, in the third eye. And so you can actually see it's almost like this, all these symbols that we have in the pillar connected into the star. So you have the singularity, you have the potential in the middle, and you have the apexes brought together, the balance. It's a balanced energy that is going to come in, a big gift. And it's going to come in through the tears of the long white dragon. So we have Tani Maro, which is also your best buddy, your dragon staff, and also the land that you originate from. So these frequencies are showing up very strongly here. So whenever you maybe see a dragon cloud, and we actually saw a dragon cloud 2 days later, which is interesting. So Tani Maro is going to bring in this huge gift. And this huge gift is already revealing here that it is about the essence and the knowledge of the now. So something that is always present. And as we know, time is singular and there's actually only now. That is something that is going to be gifted in a different way. And in the way that it is showing there, that it's going to come into the doing, it almost feels like it's going to come into the form. So that is what is shared here in the Tokay position, in the first.
Okay, the first position, that's amazing. Let's just read this quickly again, go over it as I see it as well. And perhaps, sweet dear ones, you will have a question. I noticed something here that Rebecca Bouvet, she says 6 of coins just spun on my deck. 6 of coins just spun on my deck. So, sweet dear ones, if you have some kind of comparison or something that happens as you're tuning in here, let us know.
Yes, please, because it's all part of the reading. That's always what I say when I have a reading. I always invite everyone to share their impressions, because it's not only this one-way thing, you know. When we read with the cards, it's almost like a play, you know. So everything that you may feel can be of significance.
Let me just say also, sweet dear ones, you're hearing an echo, don't worry about it. Just let it go by you. Just know that you get 2 times of everything. just know that you get a whole lot more for being here. Yeah, we've got an interesting setup here, so just if you bear with us, and in other words, stop whining, okay? Thank you.
We tried our best.
Yes, of course. This is incredible.
Yeah, one last thing, just for someone or for people who are interested also, these energies were supported. Well, at first the card of the frequency of energies showed up by itself, like, and then also the Kahu, the gate of the whales, is supporting this. So these energies are massively coming through Kahu, which is a star system that is aligned with the whales. And then also the goat medicine, which is very interesting. because I regard the goat to be some kind of an undercover agent frequency. And we also recall that this frequency was very strongly with us in the ceremonies we did in Mongolia. And also the Ina Kopunui, the motu of the wombat, which stands for the womb frequency, was present. And if we go back on the solar flash event, the day before we went into this reading, we went into the dark space, and after we came out, there was this frequency flare in the Schumann resonance shared to us, which definitely shared a frequency of the womb space in the color scheme that it had, because that red frequency was of the first kaha, which is the womb space. So yeah, and the kupunui stands for birthing, and it also links this position of toke with the position that is right opposite from it, which is tona, which is the position of the kopunui, which is the door of the child, so where things come into form. Yeah, so I would say maybe we go to the next.
Okay, that's incredible. Yes, let's go to the next one. Double whammy of Huna, somebody says.
Yeah, so this is the position of Waho, which is aligned with the moon. And if you just tune in for a moment, you can already feel it shares a different frequency. But still you can feel the connection, as I feel it comes in very subtle and very soft. And this is almost like where you can see, okay, this is how these energies will show up and be like, this is where the energies are going to transition from the formless into the form. And here we have showing up in the name, we have right there in the right-hand corner, the frequency of Ite-Ingoa. For some of you, you will be familiar with this saying. Ite-Ingoa means in the name of. And then we also have on the other side, the frequency of Tara, which is first Lemuria. So Ite-Ingoa Tara speaks to the first dimension, speaks to first Lemuria. So it's almost like all of this is happening in the name of that. And in the way that it is coming through, you can see the card, the round card in the middle there. To me, it felt like a fully crystallized spine, a fully crystallized being that is of the Christ light, of the Nimarana. And if you then go up again into the pillar, you will see that you have a symbol which it almost looks the same right there. And again, I pull the cards. It's not that I pick them. They show up like that. It's just beautiful. And to me, it felt like, okay, there's going to be this crystallization happening. And also, if you look at the Kaha card, right under there, this Ai is again of a very high frequency in the third eye. And in the way, if you look at that symbol, to me, it shows this crystallization process. And here we see that it is about the healers coming in. It is about the beautiful play in the sacred circle, because those are the frequencies that are showing up right next to it, the Fayariku and the Sasa. Sasa means to play in the sacred circle, meaning to always be in ceremony, to always enjoy life in the way that it is a ceremony and just play like children in the dirt. If you could scroll out again for me, thank you. We can see that with the pu showing up, pu means to shoot. It's a very fast movement. So these energies are going to be coming in subtle, gentle, but very fast. And they will initiate us in a fast way that they say, be of the Fayarico, which means be of the healer with the dirty hands, be of the one that is doing all the work, be of that frequency. And then you will play and you will soar. You will be of the sa and the re. Re means to spread your wings for the first time and fly. And I think under there we have the ki showing up. No, oh, the ni. And the ni is interesting because that is another link to the ta ni maro, because that is the tear, the single tear that is showing up here. So for some, it could also be that that dragon tears will transform this, that dragon tears will help in this process of crystallization. They can either be for sorrow and pain or for joy. And that's how Tani Maro can show up, or how that gift can show up in our personal life. That we may come to a process where we are getting initiated and where we are asked to be that healer that does the work. And we want to be of that. We want to fly, we want to soar, but maybe we got to go through this tier. We got to go through something. There's a process, and that process is taking place in the name of First Lemuria. So always keep that in mind. It's been a long time in the making. That is what I feel here. But I can say that I feel it's a gentle process that is asked of us, or it is showing up in a gentle way. Of course, it's always in our responsibility how we take it. That's also with the tears, it's always in a way, it is kind of your decision if you want to look at it from the perspective of sorrow and pain, or from joy. Yeah.
I mean, my mic is muted there. Beautiful. Yeah, a very potent energy, a very potent feeling of clarity too, as well. When we're just tuning in there with a moment to feeling all of that as well. Sweet, sweet dear ones, I'm sure you can. Before we move to the next one, what was that? Before we move to the next one, I'd like to take a quick commercial break. We are supporting all the Huna's businesses, provided you are registered as your business through .earth, or with the access to .earth versus .com. It's a very important understanding. And so we're going to move over to the next reading from the solar flash. And just a moment, we'll get some more commercial break in and get right back to you and check on our technical.
Hi, I'm your light shaman. Are you experiencing unpleasant energies in your home and surroundings and waking up in the middle of the night? My work involves clearing individuals, homes, and communities. Contact me at www.lightshaman.earth and I would be happy to help.
We've got the new Lemurian codes for you on the Wide Awake clothing brand from firelightcontinuum.earth. Go to www.flc.earth. If you're in need of some sound and frequency healing, we've got the new codes from Lemuria. This is Lemuria 5, folks. Go to www.soundandfrequencymedicine.earth.
Okay, sweet dear ones. Sweet dearly beloveds. Great to be back. Thank you to all of our businesses sponsored. The show is sponsored by all of those businesses. We do have more that we will be adding. I wanted to take this moment here before we move to the reading for the next part of the solar flash. If you have a question, please, you'll have to come onto the screen, onto the StreamYard. Invite Huna Tomark here to bring the link. So when you have a question, you've got to come on and show your face. This is how we do it here. Okay, this is how we do it. We see each other. We want to be, let's just say, revealed. As the cards are revealing, let us also ourselves reveal. Yes. So for your questions, just go ahead and click that link. Mute your YouTube before you come on in. All right. And then focus in on the StreamYard link instead. That way you don't get any hassles with the audio. So I see there's a few people here, quite a few of you who are in agreement with the readings and matching up to the frequencies. And I have to say that, the solar flash itself. Okay, here's someone right now. Let's bring her right in here and just get into it. Hello there, Huna. Oh no, hello. Oh, you got you had your birth chart reading. Can we hear you?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
That's great. Oh, look at you. You printed that off too.
Yep, I got it done, and I asked her a question, and she said, you have to come on Sunday because that's when they'll be doing it, so I'm the first one here. So nice. That's great. You have my chart, my Lemurian birth chart, and pulling cards along with what you were talking about, and it was right on. So yeah, I was just basically asking her what she saw for, me, if she did any of that while she gives the chart, but she said she didn't. So that's why I can ask you, maybe you could do a quick pull. I am an energy tarot reader daily on my own channel, but I would love to hear something for my chart.
So something from Huna Kahasahi from the Lemurian Oracle.
Correct. Yep.
Exactly what you like to know about.
What is the question?
Yeah. So you want to have a quick poll on you as a human here on Earth, your purpose, something specific about the chart, or?
Yeah, after we went over the chart, I'm kind of studying it because of course there's a lot there. But just a generalized what do you see for me? I took Huna's advice and I'm reconnecting, so that's why I got my chart. I want to move to my next level after the solar flash. I feel that we've all been shifted. So yeah, just a kind of a future Lemurian Oracle reading for me. Yeah. Yes. And I am a hummingbird.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm the hummingbird. Yeah.
So at first I'm just going to pull the picture card here so that we can have some Nice eye stimulation. That is entry and interesting. It is interesting because what we see here is the card that says the empty room. But I'm not necessarily would say picking up on the empty. It's more this feeling, and I got it right away when you were talking. It is about you upgrading, and also with your channel and maybe your readings, connecting on a different way, maybe moving to a new way of reading, which is more aligned to the Lemurian birth charts and to the motus and to the being of the nature. And we're seeing here a frequency. This is one of my Kaha cards. This is a little bit difficult to see because of the way the colors are, but it is a frequency of the self, and it is on the masculine side, and it feels like there is an initiation gonna happen for you. And it is connected to your masculine energies. Let's see further. I'm already picked up on this card, and it is about you connecting more to your vulnerability and to your freedom, and the freedom in vulnerability. So it is more about no longer maybe hiding behind any kind of systems that we are familiar with or that society has agreed upon, but rather really connecting to your true inner wisdom that is of your soul, that is of your light essence, that is sovereign to you, that is of your sovereignty, because we all carry something significant within us, which is a piece of a larger picture that only we can share and only we can bring. So with you maybe entering this empty space, maybe it is about you allowing yourself to sit in an empty space, clearing your mind of all the systems, clearing your expectations, removing all expectations and judgments, and just sitting there and seeing what is going to connect. Because for me, this room feels anything else but empty. For me, it feels like sitting in space. And as we know, space is all around us. And connecting with that unknown is always going to confront us in a vulnerable way, because it can be challenging. It can be challenging to let go the zodiac. It can be challenging to let go the perceptions that you already had about yourself. But I want to encourage, because in the way that it is shared here, we see this beautiful being reaching for the star and holding the light up, being with the wings, being in the space. And then we also have, again here, Tanimaro showing up. So the dragon, I've already talked about this frequency before. So the dragon is connecting to you, and it is of a quick movement. So it is a quick initiation. That's what I feel is there for you right now. And already with you going to that birth chart reading, connecting with the motus and experiencing how different the energies, the frequencies are. I can say that because I've received my own reading from Tamake. And it is quite different from what we know of the zodiacs and of those readings, those predictions, and those proclamations that are being done in those horoscopes. It is very different what you've connected to there. And it is more about really being with the vulnerability and the freedom of your own being. that's what I feel is really, really there for you, allowing yourself to come to that in your own wise way. Does that resonate with you?
Oh, every word. Every word. That was spot on. And since we're on this channel and we're public, I won't get into it all. Just trust me, that was 100% right on.
Beautiful. That's beautiful
Yeah.
confirmation for you and for me. And that's actually what these cards are often sharing. They are sharing often a lot of synchronicities and confirmations. For me, sometimes it's almost like looking into a mirror.
Oh, absolutely. And the two cards I picked while you were talking one was the card of the student, which is a page of pattern. And then we have the 10 of cups, which is one of the happiest positive cards you can get. And that's what you're going for, is your 10 of cups. So that was absolutely, I understood totally. So I want to thank you.
Thank you also for picking your cards, because I think it is very interesting to see how also these card systems interact with one another, because I don't necessarily think that tarot is of a bad frequency or whatever. It's just a different system. And we just got to see, okay, what is serving us and what is, what is no longer serving us, and where is it limited, and can we go beyond those limitations? And I'm sure you can also read those cards in a different way,
Can I pop in here?
Of course.
The 10 of, what did you say, 10 of cups, was it?
Yep.
And with the joy. So I look at the beautiful card of the young lady stretching to the sky and to the heavens with the star.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perhaps this is the new 10 of cups.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Yep.
What you're feeling. I noticed. Yes. Very good. Very good. Well, that was wonderful. Great question. Great feelings. And look at you. you got the.
It's my magic wand.
Go ahead, pull it up there.
And I see your dragon too. You can't hide your dragon from me.
No.
So thank you very much, and I'm glad we're all connected. And I'll let someone else come on. Thank you.
Thank you for that question and showing up.
Yes, thank you. Everyone should get their chart done too. Thank you.
That was fun.
Yes, excellent. Keep the questions coming, sweet dearly beloveds. Know that to ask a question and to get an answer for your question, you have to come on and reveal your energy, your face, who you are. Break through the magnetic field and warp the magnetic field and come on in. When you show up, you actually warp the magnetic field, and it takes shape into and mimics the shape that you are. So don't be afraid. That was a wonderful question and a wonderful reading. Kahasa Tamaki says, your readings are the bee's knees. The bee's knees. While we're waiting for another question, let us continue to that other part of the reading from the solar flash, and we'll interject if somebody has a question.
Yes, we can do that. So we would continue now with the third position, which is the position of the Southern Cross. So
what kind of cross?
What kind of cross? The Southern Cross is a star constellation in the sky, which is aligned to Tona, or is called Tona in our way of speaking, and is the door of the child. So that is where the energies enter into the form. Yes, and it's aligned to the south. So these 4 directions are also aligned to the 4 directions, literally. So what we see here is something is going to come into light. Tuahi is connected to Venus, and Venus mornings as the morning star, which shares to us the knowing of standing in the light, So something is going to come into the light. And on the other side, we see Inu, which means the cycle, a cycle. So in the next cycle that is going to come, maybe the next year, maybe the next month, but it is a cycle that is being shared. And in this next cycle, something is going to come into light. Yes. And the card that we have in the center, which was very interesting, is the card of the orphan. You see this child's hand laying in the middle, very gentle. You can see it as a very vulnerable energy. It is something that is could move you to tears if you connect to this frequency. In the way that I read it, or that I received it, is all of these energies that were abandoned, all of these orphan beings from wherever are gonna be coming in again, and they're gonna stand in the light. They're gonna come into the light. They're gonna come into form. And this actually connects right with that ceremony again that we did in May in Mongolia. And some of you maybe have heard of it if you've been on Huna Flash TV before, this ceremony of the 22 billion souls, which was about recycling all of these trapped beings and trapped entities, trapped parts, soul parts, whatever you want to call it, back into the right relations, back into this unconditional system of unconditional love. And in the way that it is there, it is confirmed that this is going to happen within the next cycle. This is going to come to light in the next cycle. And because it is positioned in the Tornan, the door of the child, that communicates to me that within the next cycle, some of those beings will be born. Some of those beings will come back onto this planet to stand in the light. If you could zoom out for me a little bit again, thank you. We also see here, Ri Na. Ri means the seat of light, Na means the many. So the many seats of light. Seat of light is where your light is positioned, where your light is, where your light is coming from, or where the seed of light is sitting on. So the position that will be revealed, and tuakane means to stand. So many beings will stand in their seat of light. It's almost like I get shivers. You can in a way you can feel these beings standing up, and you can see all of these light beings standing in the light form and no longer in the dark, because they have been seen, they have been returned to love, they have been returned to unconditional love. And these four positions, Tona, Toke, Waho, Wahi, are actually the way that we speak to unconditional love. It's unconditional relations. Yes, I need to, yes. There we have Tuakane Peke Ai. Peke means a new way of walking. So we will see many light beings coming into this realm. And I think it's not only speaking to those who are coming in the time, in the next, I don't know, years. It's also speaking to those parts of us within us that have been abandoned by us. So lots of soul parts or things that we have been abandoning will come in and stand in the light and will be transmuted into a new way of walking. And I means yes. It is a joyful yes that we say to this. So this is going to be the action that's going to take place in the form, which means it's going to take place on an intimate level and on a level for the self and on a level for the many. It seems like a very big process that is going to take place.
If I could,
Yeah, please.
yeah, the orphan, the lonely one, the one who stands alone or is alone to stand with many, becomes a joining, as I feel, becomes a joining and to that the seats and the strength or perhaps bravery, courage to find a new way, to
Mhm.
find a new way to walk. Yeah, beautiful. And I see here Rebecca has pulled Seven of Swords in reverse. Yes, done with the old lives. Done with the old lives. These readings, they seem to be the theme of what is taking place in the field.
Yeah, and also if you could show us the symbols on the obelisk, because it's there again, very interesting what you see there. We almost see like we see the 0 point, so something is gonna shift into the 0 point and gonna move into something new. And then down there we see almost this protective kind of energy, as I feel it. You know, you have the primary that is positioned with the point down, which stands for the feminine, and that is protecting. It's almost like the orphaned energies are under protection. And if we remember, you know, you always say, Maute, we will hold them, speaking to the dark ones, if you want to say it like that, but to the ones that are orphaned, we're going to hold them until the light comes. And that's how it is, you know. Everything is going to be cradled in, everything is going to be nourished in. And that's also linking into that position before, where I felt there's this very gentle energy about it. And then also the Tara, which is our first, the Muria, which is our first mother, you could say, you know, the first earth. So this cradling in, this nourishing in from deep within, that's what I feel like. It's gonna come from deep within, deep without, whatever. It's the same in the end. Yeah.
Any new questions? And we have one more to share from the solar
Yes.
flash. We have one more share from the solar flash, and then we can either do another reading and we can take a question. There was a question that came that I would ask that you come on and ask that question to my face to face. You know what I mean? Whoever that was. I have to look back.
Okay, so here we are now connected to the position of the sun, which is Wahi. And that usually stands, like in the pattern, it stands for the moment where you would leave again into the formless. But in this way, it feels like that is what is going to resolve out of this whole process. So if we think of, okay, we have these energies, these dragon tears, this big gift that is going to come in. It's going to be birthed in this crystalline, unconditional love way through the Nimarana. And then it's going to enter this planet, and all that's been abandoned, it's not going to be abandoned anymore. And here we have in the center the card of the prayer. And it is almost like our prayers have been heard. Our prayers have been heard, and this gentleness, this peacefulness, this beauty is going to be on this planet. And also with the card, the Kaha card under there, which is speaking to the sacral Kaha. It feels like this almost reminds me always of a rocket. It's for me, it's a very quick and joyful, celebrative energy. And also with this card of Sarai, which means to always be present in the sacred circle. Sa meaning the sacred circle, Ra meaning the now, I meaning to be in, and Ga meaning from the gut. So these energies from the gut will be always present in the sacred circle. So they will no longer be abandoned. We will be aware of everything that is within us, that is in the depths of us, that is of the depths of our being. And we will be aware of that, and that will be in the sacred circle. Tu means in all nows, to be in all nows. And then we have the I again, which again highlights or underlines this energy of being in that. So that will be what we will be. And then we have again the Na showing up. So that will be so for the many. So we will be a large quantity of humans who will shift into this different way of being, different way of standing, because we will be always present in the sacred circle, which means we will be always present in this different knowing, different, like this different state. And we even have Huna showing up. Yeah? And Huna is linking this into the position we were talking about before. And we have Ksa, the sigh of relief. Ksa. And the medicines of the Ina Umakawa, Ina Umahato, which speak to the human sacred medicine of the healer and the human sacred medicine of the holy being. So we will be that, exactly that will be our future as humans. We are walking into that. And our prayers will be heard.
Yes, Tink Taylor. Yes, fifth dimension for absolutely, and then some. All right. Let Kahasahi carry on.
Yeah, and if we look at the symbols of the card, the obelisk right there, it feels like, yes, this crystal is gonna be gathered, it's gonna be shaped, it's gonna be channeled. The channel will be of that crystal. I mean, we've already seen that on the Waho, so in the alignment of the moon, that was already showing up. But yeah, it is this crystallization that is going on, and I think a lot of us have been picking up on that. And it's gonna be put into this shape where it's gonna be safe, and it's no longer be there will no longer interference will no longer be possible. That's what I feel when I look at those symbols on the obelisk. Yeah, in the way, for me, this reading was in a way not a surprise when we connect to the solar flesh. So that crystallization process was no surprise for me. That was already what I was picking up on in a way by myself, but it is always very beautiful to see how the cards are revealing a larger scale of relations and energies that are connected to this.
Yes, and as we understand this reading, as it was aligned to the solar flash event, one could look at each reading representing each one of the 5 days, or at least 4 of the 5 days, right? So we have 4 directions that you read from, 4 directions. That again was interesting. And I'm just speaking to the setup for our solar flash suite, dear ones, and for this, the framework for the reading to be able to sit upon 4 obelisks and a tetrahedron at the center. Give us 5 points. 5 points of the 4 round 1. And so basing the readings on each of the points, the 4 points at least, matching each obelisk. That there is quite unique in terms of readings. So here you have a 5th dimensional setup in this kawa, what you would speak of as an altar. This is a 5th dimensional kawa. And then you have the 4 directions around the 1. And each of the directions has a reading for that particular moment. Yes, think all of those lost parts brought back together. But also, as the 5 days were called upon to have the event, there were action. So, for instance, Kimuria was the day of, oh, you're back. Good to see you again. I'd like a hug. This is the day of Kimuria. Now, each one of the readings can represent each one of the essences of those days. There was a day of no talking. There, Tingaro. Now, just as we are seeing here in the comments, and of course, Atamari to you, Bella, superstar. It is the afternoon for us. So I see that you are drawing a card as well. And you're drawing cards from Alana Fairchild, Tiger, Twilight Tiger, and Black Moon. And a comparison to what the Lemurians are. Because if you're from New Zealand, you're in First Light. And First Light is the civilization of Lemuria. If you have a question or a comment, Bella, come on and join us. Ke ta haramai nei ke konei. Mo tō pānui ke konei. If you have something to share or even a question, please come on and join us. You've got to get on through the link. There's the link. Again, sweet dear ones, jump in the link. Mute your YouTube and come in and ask a question. I'd love to hear what you're talking about, Bella, as we are debuting the Lemurian Oracle from Huna Kahasahi, aka Fiona Fink. You can link up to her readings or book a reading at www.flc.earth. FLC, that stands for Fire Light Continuum. There's the link right there. Go ahead and book a reading. It's very interesting that we have all this variety now, which the variety that we are based in and that we speak from is from Lemuria. So all languaging, all energies is before Atlantis. But in the time when we were one, this is the time before confusion, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. And as we speak to these readings and we speak to these stories and these connections and these details in the micro, they're very important in the details. Some enjoy the macro, some enjoy the micro. You have an opportunity here. And so don't be shy. If you want to ask a question, come on in. I'd like to take another moment for another commercial. Hey, boy, we're just jumping through this already. Is over an hour, 15 minutes for into it. Let's take another commercial break for our Huna's businesses. So our sweet, sweet dear ones can take note of these links, and we'll be right back. We're going to share another reading, okay?
Hi, I'm your light shaman. Are you experiencing unpleasant energies in your home and surroundings and waking up in the middle of the night? My work involves clearing individuals, homes, and communities. Contact me at www.lightshaman.earth and I would be happy to help.
We've got the new Lemurian codes for you on the Wide Awake clothing brand from firelightcontinuum.earth. Go to www.flc.earth. If you're in need of some sound and frequency healing, we've got the new codes from Lemuria. This is Lemuria 5, folks. Go to www.soundandfrequencymedicine.earth.
Greetings again, sweet, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. If you've just arrived, you've only just been here for a little bit, welcome. Welcome to Pina. Is that Pina like, is it pineapple? Hey, Pina con naranja. I always have that with my orange juice, you know. Pina. You're in the UK, welcome. Not sure your pronoun, he or she, welcome to you. You see that you got some sparrow hawks happening. Gowan Griffiths. Is that that's a new name, I believe. First time seeing that name. So welcome to you, Gowan. What else do we have here that just popped by, squeezed in here? Welcome, Jane Danielson over there in Egypt. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry to hear that things are tightening up over there in Egypt, but that's what was going to happen, right? And yes, welcome, Tink Taylor, even though I didn't say welcome earlier. Do we have a question? If you have a question, come on and Janet Rappaport, welcome and thank you. If you have a question, come on in or a comment. Oh, okay, Huna Takiwari. I'm not used to the name Gerwin. Or is it Herwin? Sue's Free, the most beautiful and emotional reading I've ever heard. Ancient souls who have been waiting for this for a very long time, difficult to express words for. Thank you so much. And universal importance, this represents it, it certainly does. We are at that place now, are we not? The Lemurian Oracle readings from Huna, the birth chart readings from Huna Tamaki, the bulk of the bulk of the codes and blueprint codes being brought through the House of Huna, the teachings being shared through the Dragon Masters and the Dragon Master graduates who graduate every June. We got the Dragon Masters Intensive. And the missions that we work with and we work on at the Stargates. And I would like to actually ask before reading at this time, Hunakasi. And my question and my perspective, if I could offer context, my context would be now, I want to be a little bit geopolitical here, in a sense, because there is geopolitics in our field. I know some don't enjoy the geopolitics. I'm going to ask you not to ignore it, because it is energy. It carries a lot of energy. Well, we don't need to concentrate on that negative part of it, but I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
And my question is, will we see the reevaluation of currency this coming week?
Okay, I'll look into that. But just to wrap it up before the two comments, I just wanted to comment on that quickly. The card that you pulled with the tiger connected to the dark moon, that reading that I did was happening on the new moon. So that's just a beautiful connection there. And then also the card that of the hawk that's on that. Do you remember, Maute, that
Yes.
on that day we saw three
That's right.
different hawks three times? And also we saw the solar flares in the alignment with the Fakamoto, which is the hawk or the falcon.
The falcon,
But the hawk is connected.
the family.
The family, yeah.
Yeah, that family.
Okay.
Welcome, Richard. Well, Richard's here just before you start. Hi, Richard. Welcome back. If you can, in that context, pull the cards, whichever
Yes,
card.
I will. So we will see if we see the reevaluation this week
Of currencies this week.
of currencies. So we have here, for one out, the medallion, the cave, and the shapeshifter. The medallion for me stands in a way for golden energy, for that what we are longing for, that what we want to achieve, maybe. Maybe going into a race or something, you want to win the medallion, for example. It's something that represents a frequency or a certain something that we want to have. With the card of the cave, I'm immediately picking up on that there is a very specific action or a very specific moment that has got to happen in order for that to take place this week. So if we look at this, we can see here the medallion, and it's almost like we see the same energy right here. So it is hovering. It is hovering right above us. And there is something in the cave. I don't know if you can see it here, but you can see the eyes. You can see eyes in the darkness coming out of the cave. And then you can see this specific hand action. And for me, it is almost like it is pointing to a specific finger. It's pointing to a specific action that has got to take place. That's just what I'm intuitively picking up with this. And then we have the card of the shapeshifter. And if you look at this, how it's depicted is quite, it can be a quite unsettling frequency or an unsettling card. So what I am feeling is it is right there. It is hovering there. The medallion is already dangling above our heads. But something needs to happen. Something needs to shift. Something needs to come out of the dark in order for that to happen. So right now I'll look into, so Unramaki is showing up, which is aligned to, is it the, it was the Tuesday, yeah? The balanced day. So that is interesting because yesterday we just had the autumn equinox, and I also came across two beautiful doves. One was black and one was white. So it almost feels like the balance is reached. We've just been, or we are just right in that space of where the energies are very balanced. But it feels like that something needs to tip the scale. Unramaki seems to be significant. Maybe we can expect a movement on that day. I will further look into that. In a way, I think it is always very difficult to make proclamations about a time frame, but the Unramaki is not only standing for a specific day, it is rather standing for a specific energy. So it is about balance. Then we again have Nui showing up. We've already had this card today out. This is also actually a very interesting thing that I've noticed with these cards, that oftentimes the same ones will show up for quite a significant time frame, and then they will disappear, and others will show up frequently. And it doesn't matter in which intention I do the reading. So, and we have the frequency of the kawa showing up, the medicine. Ko. Ri. For me, it almost feels like maybe we should take the action of building that great medicine in to be of that balance. Ko is to be off, and Ri is again the seat of light. That is linked with the gold. That is linked with that what we want, because we all want to sit in our seat of light. We all want to stand in our position. We all want to stand in power, in sovereignty, and we want to be abundant. We want to be that what we are, truly. So maybe if we are feeling called to it, that could be something that we could do, taking that action. Maybe that is going to tip the scale. But there's some sort of big medicine that is coming through, or that needs to come through in order for this to happen this week. That's what I pick up. And yeah, in a way, I can only invite everyone who's feeling called to that to maybe set up a kawa, which means also altar. Because in the way that I've experienced these cards, sometimes they're going to initiate an action from me. You know, when I read the cards, sometimes I pick on, oh, I got to take this into ceremony, speak those codes, or maybe take a specific action. And I just want to share about this because I was already tuning into setting up a new kawa yesterday. which is interesting because this is showing up here. Anything you want to comment on that, Mauta?
Get my mic back on. Yeah, I mean, I see this kawa as being a sequence. And things will follow in the sequence, such as it does refer to medicine. Medicine is offered in sequence. And you're saying that there is something to come, that there is a, let's say, a sign, perhaps, a sign to come. And the balance, I feel that that sign might come in the knowing of it, the clarity of it, might come through that sign or the message of balance. When things come to balance. So when all the books are balanced, and they talk about things crashing, like Richard says, it's got $1.30 Canadian. And let it crash. When all things come equal, after everything is crashed, everything comes to equal balanced. Zero. When everyone comes back to zero, which is a balance in some way. So that is absolutely right on the button. That in the cave, it is a place, the cave is a place where from the darkness comes the light, from the darkness is coming this shape shifting from out of the darkness. Things are absolutely shifting. Right? Things are absolutely changing. What things do not look like, that they're not what you think today, even exactly. Things are not what they appear to be. Okay, there is a larger sense of I am. There is a larger sense of unity and in balance, even though it may not look like it. Yeah. Yeah, things are not what they seem to be. And we talk about this during the solar flash, and the reason why we did the solar flash, because things were not what they seem to be. And we were sharing what is coming into the light. Now, Richard is just saying that darkness is infinite potentiality. That's correct, Richard, but we don't live in potentiality. We have a completion. So when we get to a completion, all potentiality comes to a completion, comes to materialization, right? To catalyzation. All potentialities come to the moment where where it becomes useful. Right? So everything coming out of the darkness is taking shape shifting, everything so it can become of use to us. We are already in a place where whether there's a financial crash or where there isn't, we are already in a place of where we can be of use and where everything we have is useful. Yeah, okay, fine. Potentialities are saying that we're going to have so much more. Very well. The cards are reading this, telling us how, and showing us a way to see through that. Isn't that so? I feel. We have a few comments here on that. There's another question. Will the financial crash happen this year? Well, when I was asking when, is it going to happen this week? And I'm looking at the medicine, the kawa. The kawa here, the medicine is here right now for it, and I'm feeling yes, it is here. So, could you get a direct answer out of this?
Well, as I said before, I feel in order to, is my mic on?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
In order, like the most direct answer that I can give is there is a specific moment, action that is asked for that is of a shape shift that needs to take place in order for the reevaluation to start this week.
So,
It could also be viewed as that this action would start the process, but it needs to happen. It's unavoidable.
but it's going to happen. So, sweet dear ones, yes, because of the shape shifting that's taking place, it's going to happen this week. Some things that happened that showed us that happened during the solar flash, but certainly something that has been shown to us over the last couple of days. The entire financial system has shape shifted into a place where it is now revealing a pathway to balance and a pathway to equality, and that we become from the I am that's going to become present. I feel like that is this week. Can you answer that? That to me, that is very clear that these are cards and these are energies of catalyzation. I feel that are immediate, that are current energies, the current energies within our field, molecular constructions within, absolutely. As Teresa's pointing out, time released DNA strands, and all of it involved is shape shifting. It's all aligning to our DNA. Absolutely.
I want to also comment on this one thing where Bella's superstar was commenting on the card that she pulled, Diamond Tiger. Do not judge anything or anyone. That is also a very powerful medicine, and it is about the Maquis. It is about having that realization that you are dark and light. So whomever you're experiencing, whomever you're talking about, do not place that judgment, because it is part of you as well. You are also of that energy, because we are all one. So you can see that there are multiple levels with those cards that we have here. It could be something that is happening inward. It could happen outward. It could happen in the political realm. There are endless possibilities, and it's showing us that it is of macro and micro at the same time.
Yes, it is now corruption and needs to change for all of humanity. Well, that is to say that corruption has been revealed. Think, Taylor. Corruption is revealed, so we can see you. We are now seeing. Okay, to being revealed is the medicine that's going to reveal things, and the medicine has. Sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds, this language that you are looking at, and I know you may be familiar with in some way if you don't know fully, this language is the Lemurian language. And so there's quite a bit of education here in reading the cards in this way, as opposed to what is out there and what has been out there. These cards, and these are what we call the Motu cards, and they're also oracle cards. And this is all of the Lemurian language. Now, the Lemurian language is not really a language. It's vibration, energy, frequency, and magnetics. So the sound is it. So when you make the sound of these constructions here, you are speaking it. You are not talking about it or around it or referring to something. You are speaking it. It takes something to get used to. I said earlier, we're going to bring a dictionary, and the Hunas have been asking for a dictionary for years now. And it's not. It takes years to build a dictionary from this.
It's in the making.
It is on the way.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, I mean, I've started with this card deck in December 2021. I started out with 44 cards. Now I have close to 200, and it's not even finished. So there's already like pages of frequencies that want to be involved. And as I'm working them in, I'm also working on putting them into nice packages as they want to be together and how they function. And they will be shared for everyone once that is possible. And yeah, so it just takes a moment.
Yes, it's taking years before the cards had come to being selected by Huna, and then before that it was unknowing that the cards would come as part, also be revealed part of the dictionary. Yes, and thank you so much, Bella Superstar. Astaria, if you'd like a reading, please go ahead and book some time with Huna Kahasai. She is in her debut status at this time, and upgrading, as she said, the way the cards look, and also bringing the manual or the book, the index book, which is somewhat of a dictionary. And you will learn, you will get a university degree by taking a reading and learning the vibration energies and frequencies of these sounds. Okay, and Rebecca reports 6 of Wands, success was her last card.
Nice. I just also want to speak out that invitation again. As I shared before when I did this reading, that oftentimes these cards would speak to me in the way of, okay, and now take action. Now go into a ceremony, go to maybe sit by a nice tree and speak the codes or sing the codes, meaning these frequencies, energies, vibrations, and magnetics. So if ever any one of you feels called to do that, please feel free to do with this what you feel you're called to. Because I could tell beautiful stories about what these cards have guided me to do. So this is a very action oriented card deck or oracle, because it would always be about initiation and bringing you into the action. So yeah, if anyone feels like setting up a new altar, a new kawa that is aligned to this intention, please do so. And yeah, I would be happy to hear if you have any experiences with that. Any feedback is always welcome with me.
Yes, and Tracy, these cards, they're not really cards. These sounds, they're not just, it's not languages. This is nature. Okay, this is based on nature. This is from nature. As you noted, the ultimate authority of gods and goddesses and their children, nature. These sounds are from the sounds of nature, the supernatural, super intelligence of our super nature, and the ever growing and ever increasing, ascending discovery of the undiscovered territory. And so when you speak these sounds, let's just say you take a reading from Huna Kahasahi and you have the recording and maybe there's visual and you see these sounds, sit and speak these sounds. There's much more to come from them when you are speaking the sounds of the supernature. not supernatural, the super intelligence of our super nature, of the operating systems of Lemuria. This has been a wonderful call. So much gratitude, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. Anything else you'd like to share, Huna Kahasahi? Anything you got coming up? Anything coming in the coming month
Nothing.
or next month?
Nothing in particular is popping into my mind. Or are you maybe referring to the workshop that I'm putting up?
Oh, that's maybe something you're gonna do.
Yes, I forgot about that for a moment there. So yeah, I'm working right now on putting together my first ever workshop to connect people of my community to the Lemurian ways, so to the Lemurian Wataka, which is the Lemurian operating system where all of this is coming out from, so nature, basically. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. And then also for anyone who's interested in card readings, right now I have 2 ways that could be done. Either you send me your question and I send you pictures and a voice recording, or you sit in with me in a one-on-one session, which would be, of course, more extensive.
Yes.
These are the 2 options that I have.
There you go. There's the link. flc.earth. That's what she was going to ask. Okay, that's great. Well, I'm so excited you were able to do this. Huna Kahasahi, aka Fiona, aka Fiona's Soup Kitchen, aka Wide Awake Custom Clothing by Fiona Finkett, Firelight Continuum. She's got it all, sweet dear, and she's doing so much incredible talent that she brings to the table. Custom linen clothing, custom created, hand stitched. You might have seen some of the things I wear. And my linens that I wear, custom made by her hand. So there's so much talent within our community of the. So, my shining star, Pavlova queen. Oh yeah, she can cook. Oh, and that fry bread too. Although
I haven't tried that one though.
She's keeping us away from the fried bread stuff for now. But all the Hunas have incredible talents. Go to the YouTube later. Check on the links. The links will be there. Go ahead and jump in. There's so many gems and jewels and goodies in there to support our community and our growing community. I will have you know that there have been thousands who have been initiated as Huna over my last 25 years of initiating ceremony. And we keep building every week, more initiations every week. And so we look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to sharing more with you. So,
Yes.
Last word.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone being on here. It was great joy, a lot of fun. I hope maybe we can do this again sometime if people are interested in having some more of these readings. I would love to. And then again, I want to express my gratitude to you, because without you and your beautiful seal ceremony that is still gifting me, I don't know, it's infinite. Without that, none of this would have taken place for me in my life, and I would have not discovered this. And it's exciting.
Oh, don't forget to say hello to your mother. Wave.
Hi.
I hope she's watching, and your family. This is the sweet, sweet dear one, sweet dearly beloveds. Thank you so much. Check out all the websites, and then just to let you know, the next thing for me is in November 18th. I am having a mass dragon ride here in the location. Okay, November 18th. You'll have to fly to Mexico. It'll be cold where you are, so you may as well fly to Mexico. And if it's not right now, I'm going to make it cold, so you just come over anyway. I'm going to make it snow around you, so you can come down to Mexico. Okay. So I'll be having a mass dragon ride. That's really interesting. If you've ever been on a dragon ride, this would be really something. But if you've never been on a dragon ride with me, it's something you want to do at least once in your life.
Yes.
Okay, sweet, sweet dear one, sweet dearly beloved. That's it for us for the moment. I will see you again. Wawa Nui, as we say. I will see you again soon. Michelle Fielding has said to me she'll set up a date for possibly September or October, and some more interviews coming along with Huna Marika and friends and Mickey. And anyway, thank you, Huna Tamaki, for your support all the way around.
Always. I felt like I had to show my face at least once today.
Yeah, please do.
You know, I had an idea, kind
You have
of
an idea.
piggybacking off of Kahiwaha, the monthly YouTube readings, if we feel called to it, do a blend of the cards and look at the so-called astrology in the Lemurian.
Let's do that.
Because we've
Sounds great.
already been doing it a little on the back end, and there's always some interesting stuff that we find.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be like, oh, that's like okay at shootout at the OK Corral. That's going to be like a rap war. That'll be interesting. Let's look forward to that. Maybe we'll hook it up. Yeah, sounds good to
Yeah.
me. All right, sweet, sweet dear one, sweet dearly beloveds. Have a great evening. Enjoy the dream time. Make it real. Make it real. Make it rain. Make it rain light. Make it rain light. Yeah.
Make it shapeshift. Make it shapeshift.
Ooh.
Make it shift. Ciao.
Bye.